Hi, this is Troy from Playtime Engineering, and thanks for stopping by to learn about the Blipblox and Blipblox After Dark synthesizers. The Blipblox is a real fully functional synthesizer that's been simplified so anyone, even kids as young as 3 years old, can jump in and start having fun using the controls to create their own sounds and songs. Each Blipblox has over 300 built-in melodies, so you really just turn it on and it immediately starts playing, and then you and your family can just go crazy having fun making music. With MIDI and audio ports, the Blipblox is more than just a toy. It's actually a real studio production tool also. These devices are fully certified for ages 3 and up, which means they're completely safe for kids. One of the main features is that none of the knobs can be pulled off. There's also no sharp edges, and they're really designed to take hard hits and hard spills. Let's go ahead and take a look. So let's start with our original. This is the original Blipblox. And let's just hear how it sounds here and see what you can do with it. So this is the original Blipblox, and it's available now for a retail of $189. And let's take a look at the Blipblox After Dark, which will be available in December for a retail of $199. As you can hear, it has a little bit of different sound. This is a more mature device. As you can see, all the labels, all the controls are labeled. And it just has sort of a different sound and has some different features. If you're wondering which Blipblox is right for you, we found that younger kids like the more playful styling of the original. This is sort of the age range from anywhere from 3 to around 10 or so really enjoy the original, and the older kids and young teenagers, tweens, and even the real serious synthesizer enthusiasts, they enjoy the Blipblox After Dark a little bit more. So let's take a look at some footage we have of kids playing the Blipblox, and let's just have some fun seeing what these kids can do with them. Isn't it fun seeing all those kids playing with the Blipblox? So before the events of 2020, we were able to get out and do a whole lot of events with kids and really get the Blipblox out in front of them just to have fun with it. And it's really cool. It's amazing to see how kids just really, we don't know where they learn it, but they just understand the whole sort of DJ thing. When they get on the Blipblox, they really kind of get their head into it, they get their hands into it. It's really fun to see. Kids just naturally take to it. It's really great. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to show you a little bit about how the Blipblox actually works. So we're just going to take a little bit of time and go through all the functions of the Blipblox. So here we have our original Blipblox, and let's just take a look here and see basically how it works. Like I said, there are hundreds of built-in melodies. So you can press this blue button here on the far left to dial up different melodies. You'll hear that every time you press the sequencer select button that the drum machine goes on and off. The big lever on the left here is the tempo lever, so you can speed up or slow down the music. As you can hear, you can go really slow. You can get nice long sustained sounds out of it, or you can speed it up and just make it go crazy fast. The red button on the left here is what we call the sound freak button, and this is fun because it just scrambles all the notes. So it's just a fun way to add a lot of chaos to the sound. So in the center of the Blipblox here is we have the oscillator section. And what's nice about the Blipblox is all these lines that you see on it, these really actually show what's happening with the signal flow. So we were talking about the sequencer select. Those are the green lines. So we see the notes basically coming out of the sequencer, going through the tempo knob, and coming here into the oscillator. The oscillator gets all these modulations also. So the modulations are the low frequency oscillators and the envelopes that really help shape the sound. So let's just kind of hear what happens when we play with some of these buttons here. So you can hear by selecting the different modulations and also controlling the amount and also controlling the speed of the modulations. This is where you really get sort of that infinite number of sounds out of the Blipblox. This is where you can just sculpt really just so many different types of sounds. So the sound then comes out of the oscillator over this red line and then goes to the filter. So the filter is this big red lever on the right, and this really sculpts the sound by taking out some of the high frequencies. You can also apply a modulation to the filter. And then out of the filter, the sound goes through the volume control, and then out to the speaker of the audio output. There is also a sustain control here, and this basically controls how long the notes stay on. So here you can hear the notes are very staccato, and you can turn it up and make them more sustained. Finally, there is the randomizer button here. This randomizes all the parameters. This is one of the most fun buttons on the whole Blipblox because it instantly brings up a whole new sound. And you also have the drums. So the Blipblox has a kick and a snare. So you can play them by yourself, you can play them manually. Or, like we showed before, if you press the sequencer select button, the drums play automatically. There's also some sort of secret things in here, like, for example, you can edit the drums, so you can change the drum sounds. So there's sort of a lot of things you can really dive into and learn on the Blipblox. But or you can just like play around and play with the knobs, the buttons, and hear what you can do with it. So the last thing we want to demonstrate here with the Blipblox is how you can connect it into your DJ setup. So the Blipblox does have a MIDI input, so you can connect it with a keyboard or a computer or a music workstation like we're going to do today. So if you're sort of an advanced DJ that may use Ableton Live or anything else that can send MIDI, you can actually incorporate the Blipblox into your set. So we're going to demonstrate that right now. Here we have a Korg Electribe. This is a great unit. It's sending MIDI out from channel 1 into the Blipblox After Dark in channel 1, basically through its MIDI port. So let's hear what we can do. So real quick, let's so you can hear the two. This is basically the Korg part. And then this is the Blipblox After Dark. So let's put them together and see what we can do. So that's all the time we have today. Thanks for stopping by and learning a little bit about the Blipblox and Blipblox After Dark synthesizers. If you have any questions about these products, please give us an email at info@playtimeengineering.com and also visit our website at blipblox.com to learn more about these units and also where you can purchase them.